Yeah, there we have it. I mean, it's the usual drop spot, isn't it? If you want to find quick fights and good loot, but it's going to be coming up Twisted Minds against, oh, maybe Sims just sees Sparrow gets the trade, but it's already a 2-2 trade as far as I can tell. And Nordskift together his teammate now to the last one standing for Formulation Gaming. Matulin is going to try to get the rest, but Intense already on the look. This looks very good for your Formulation, actually.
It sure does. Twisted Minds very experienced when it comes to being hot dropped and hot dropping others. Lou, first one to fall, only one to fall so far. Intense, able to dodge and meet the first one. Spirit does fall as the second shot comes through.
But Matulin has to make something work with his HP is very limited. Unless he's going to find a first save really quickly, he's not going to be able to engage back into it. And Simsy is already down the rest. I do believe Formulation has lost one in the process though as well. So Hyman has went down, yes.
Another
to get some distance. It really is. And it's been working out for them almost perfectly, I want to say. I mean, the wall and the smoke would have worked out perfectly, but too much firepower on Orgless side.
Yep. So kind of like it for the instant block of a knock player on your team. You're able to isolate them better because they don't really take time to deploy now. Alright. Down as well as Nailcup finds one. Oh, Fair is able to find Nailcup in the return though as trying to vault over the wall. So a few knocks back and forth here as Western now creeping up ever so much closer with the shotgun.
Oh, I was kind of hoping that was going to be a nade from Fioris because that would have made massive damage. But for now, things are looking very grim. Ferris on that last player, the last player standing for his team. Shotgun up close, looks for the frag, but the flash is going to once again delay well his teammates. Now his teammates are coming in, but he misses two of the shots. Ferris with another knock before he gets traded out, but the flush doesn't come through. They are going to stay 3 up, and Exalt is eliminated in 15th place. Interesting fight, and I'm excited to see that as well.
Sure. Let's see Hagatori trying to grab one out and assist. In the meantime here, Formulation will fall into casualties early on. How do you play this one out? Trying to lay low, try and play it safe, but so many people are looking their way. And HOWL in the meantime, having to find their approach across. They've now been seen from the other side, and so much damage coming through, and it's from multiple teams.
First nade coming out. I think it's a double knock actually with this one. And Yeppa, they've played edge throughout the whole of this game. And HOWL, one more nade might just seal the deal. And there it is. I do believe that was the last one. No, excuse me. Twisted Mind is actually eliminated on the other side of the map, while still getting some of the frags. And HOWL now with the blue zone grenade. Are you kidding me? There it is. The blue zone grenade is actually going to do massive damage. I think that's going to be a re-knock on 2 of the players, leaving just one alive. But HOWL, with the position of Yeppa being that wide out in the open, they cannot finish the job just yet.
For Yeppa, but as we can see on the map here, they still have to move further forward too. And there comes the blue zone grenades again. So incredibly dangerous. HOWL losing one, losing the second now as well. So these blue zone nades are incredibly lethal.
Absolutely amazingly played. You can see the blue zone grenade and then the nade to top it off as well. Double knock coming in from Levante. And the same being played by Gustav here. He might just get a second knock. Mitrelius and maybe Marco as well. I think he was just outside the last tick of the blue zone there. And he's alive for now, but his position is very much no. Correxy with that pre-fire. Not going to get him just yet.
People thought the Molotovs were good for isolating opponents. Blue zone nades come in and say, hell no, this is our time to shine. So much damage coming through here in the late game from those nades. Gustav swings around, finds a double, and that it's DA out in 9.
But both of these teams actually, I do believe Pot and HOWL has kind of got them sights on towards FaZe. And Yeppa too now. As we can see, they rotated in. But Gustav's actually going to be able to open things up. Levante being knocked down. He's on 5 frags already.
Holds yes, so much damage, and again, in a best of 6, on all the damage you can. No time to fool around here at all. Correxy finds Lassa as FaZe try to continue the onslaught through the west side of town.
Akitori is going to be the first entry point that HOWL potentially has to clear. And he's only got, I want to say only, but he's not got a shotgun, so I'm going to say only the AUG, but doesn't look like anyone on the other side has got the shotgun neither. FaZe Clan opening things up once again, clearing out one, maybe, I think both of these teams actually got one knocked down for Yeppa and for HOWL. And maybe Gustav and FaZe can now make their way in further. They do have one more player in front of them.
Outside of BBL, FaZe were the team furthest on the west. They've just run through team and team and team again in order to make their way this far. They have lost 2, but 7 kills already. Top 6 guaranteed. Very good effort from FaZe to make their way this far into the late game.
And we do have to kind of attribute that towards the great use of utility on their side. Clearing out these buildings has been very methodical for them.
Yep. Let's see now. As things quiet down for a split second, but here comes Fix. Spotting Rux.
Wow.
Didn't matter that you had 3 or 2 X's, Fix is still gonna find you.
It peeks around the corner, potentially looking for another one. He has to be careful. Shots being put out by the enemy teams in the distance. Gusev now kind of trying to sneak through. How is this possible? He's going to get the 1v1 at Fex. Backs it up with another. Revenant now being the last one alive, but he does have that shotgun. Nate comes in, finishes both these players. Unfortunately, the Ice teammates. And now Gusev's looking for the last one. Jumping shotgun, and he's going to get it. FaZe Clan gets eliminated in 5th place, but they do take plenty of frags with them.
They lost 8C in the very beginning of the game, but they've been able to stay up with 3. Throughout the remainder of it, Vart trying to swing back down. Now they know that the opponents down below as well, so they have to be very careful. Brexco Falls goes down to the end, into the blue, as long as that blaze up. That's allowed for FUT Esports to take full control of the center of the circle. So Bugatti trying to now wrap around the southern side, but the issue is he tried to do this before as well, and they saw him. So would be very surprised if FUT Esports weren't prepared for this southern push.
They do have that 1-1 advantage, so even if he does lose that battle, as long as someone gets that trade, they should be fine. But for now, doesn't really look like they want to make that push just yet. Well, letting it run down on time surely can't be the answer either. First nade comes out as they're trying to make their way towards that footballer's rich line. Slowly but surely, Schengen looks for that first peak. Nade's coming out now from both sides, but no one's been touched so far.
Yeah, I like how T-Bone is constantly keeping an eye on that southern side. I mean, maybe it's for FUT to try and make the wrap themselves. Right now, it's on push to, well, push their way forward into this one. They are playing with the backs against the blue, as FUT has pretty much full control of the center of that nade. So much damage coming through.
If he only knew how much damage he just did, he surely would have pushed that, but fortunately for him, of course he can't know what we do. But with that flash in hand, might just get a peek off of that as well, but it's not going to touch anyone. And more utility coming out now. Push. They have to make something happen now. Another great nade, but Beanie just barely survives.
Yep, a lot of utility being lopped on over, but when do they make the play? When do they say our nades must have hit something? We gotta try and see if we can make an aggressive push on forward. Somehow they've still got nades to work with as well. This one could be absolutely crucial.
Ooh, and it is crucial. Second, he's going to get that opening. Quick drake from T-Bone. And another one, I think. But it is 2 down for footballers, and it is not another trade, excuse me, on that one. Instead, it is Zorf to potentially finish that one off. No, it is going to be Bugger. But either way, all 3 of them falling down to push and shoot, and they will grab that first chicken dinner. Fex is barely missing that knock. That's very unusual for a player like Fex. Not being able to take that knock. I'm not sure how much he can get supported because 3 players, 3 hungry Turkish players are already up on that ridge line. And utility is raining downwards, but they do leave him enough time to potentially get behind that next rock. And Gustav is going to open it up, as James has actually been flushed now in the meantime.
Yep, second one falls as Correx peeks on over the ridge line. Mithralius goes down as a result of it. Marco will get flushed too, and just like that, what looked to be a pretty smart pull-up from DA, and I mean, they did rightfully catch them in the split. They just did not know exactly where the remaining FaZe players were.
Best kind of position for FaZe 2.
Not at all. In the meantime now, DA sat tight in this position. They're just 2 alive, so even if a knock does come their way, they need a whole lot more than that. Hewitt finds one, Lyron finds another, but now it's just Hewitt left alive. Does manage to get the flush onto the first one, so Nolt skip those fall. We'll see if Himman can get rest. He's kind of out in the middle of the street here.
We'll see. As of right now, it's only 1 enemy really being left alive, and Simsy could just delay it. I'll just wait for his teammates to come, but that flash, it's a really good flash, and oh my goodness. If anyone's been blind, it's Simsy. Simsy being taken down. More shots into the smoke, doesn't need anything just yet.
Hewitt already found the double. If this nade's perfect, it might as well just be all of them. We'll see how far it bounces. Oh, just a bit short. As I believe there is a little bit of rock cover available on that other side. Indeed, yes, there is. Even that nade comes close, but does no damage. Emphasis on this one, Paul. It's only 1 day of games. It's just 6 matches. The first one is already over, and you have to get sub 6. So you cannot take any dumb chances here.
Yes, not making a lot of points in 1, 2, or 3 of the games is essentially gonna have to force you into making a chicken dinner or potentially a couple of top 3 placements. And as of right now, we do have a couple of these teams that are already performing pretty well again in the second game, in the second duration of today. For example, they're in a pretty good spot as well. Formulation is going to be eliminated. Intans was the last one alive, and Exalt is going to clear that one up. Twisted Minds in the meanwhile. We did expect them not to take that full-on fight against HOWL, and they did managed to somehow make that center rotation, but I'm not sure if they're safe for now. There's players from both sides, and the same with Na'Vi being out in these open spaces makes it very hard to cover all angles.
The circle does shift in that direction, but it's not really a blessing as much of a... They're kind of just making things worse as all these other teams are going to start pushing that direction now.
Later on in this game, if they don't do it now, I don't see anyone making it late in the game. That means Venture is in a pretty good spot to take some points with him as well. Breach coming out now. Yeppa is going to have to defend themselves, but it is a 4v2.
Yep, Zender finds the first one. Flash pull up on him, but no damage done with them at all. Second one comes through. Third one comes in around the other side. Just one more left alive. No, solid pull up here as they try to make landfall. Are they able to find the double? Goes to get the third. No, not going to happen. 1 HP for Olsing as he's able to somehow stay alive here, but other teams have heard this, other teams have seen this. Issue is, no one else is really in a position to try and capitalize off of it.
No one's able to make that wrap around the edge and clear them up, so these 3 knocks, they will probably be able to get revived, and despite that massive individual skill that came onwards, they're not going to be able to take them down.
So yes, BBL, I mean, they have to take the fight eventually. They know that if we don't do it now, we're going to have to do it while other teams can see us from the other side, so we got to go full aggressive. We got to take the fight to the Michael. Still got nades in hand, lobbing them on forward now. That one could be really good. Nope, a bit off to the side.
That first entry was so incredibly important from Michael. And they were able to follow that off with a flash. It's a 3v4. They know it. And BBL, as I said, they do want to clear that edge. They do want to have the space to potentially play how they want to on that eastern side. And the further this goes, the worse it's going to get. The less playing room FUT has, and the more they will just have to push straight in towards BBL.
The blue is coming in now, making it very hard to play around these bridges. And smash peaks on over Beamy there to help out Vart those falls, and should be able to get the rest up if they can keep up. No, not going to happen. 1 falls, 2 falls, as well as Clip swings around the second time.
And that's going to be it on the other side as well for push and shoot. Last frag from Rostanmar, and he's going to get the flick. But little does he know, Michael gets flushed in the meanwhile, but he does have that one play that he was just about able to save. I'm not sure who it was, but they will be 3 up on that eastern side. And as I said, BBL has a lot to play from, unless Ascent is now going to make a move, because they were able to clear that side as well.
Yep. In the meantime, Na'Vi has slowly tried to make their way down the hillside. It didn't work for them, so they had to full speed send it. Leading just Example left alive. Howl now in the mix here as well. Schofield is up behind them. With Laza up close, they should know pretty much exactly where they have Example. You can see Utility's been lobbed on forward. That's a flash. Second flash being thrown now as well. As shots come through, Laza finds him.
It's being spotted out by Rostanmar, but Clip is knocked already, and Venture should have angles on them any second as well.
As Entropiq try and make their way through the wall. I say Entropiq, it's just Ivers left alive. Now having to figure out, how do I get off this mountain? Goes.
No, I'm not sure you do. Odin on that 1v1, both trying to get some of these peaks, some of these shots in, and it is going to be Odin. It's crazy to me that the Met really doesn't want to attack any battle just yet. He doesn't even peek across these ridge lines completely. He's just taking a centimeter of a peek, pretty much. And it's very surprising to me because they do have that high ground. They do have that top kind of position, but they're still so scared because they know they haven't played this position up top. They could be close anywhere around these hillsides.
Exactly. High ground comes with the advantage of being able to see everything, but the issue is also that everyone can see you. And with the circle now closing in, everyone's being forced that much closer towards one another. Mika peeks on over, almost sees one. Chris down to half HP as well.
Flashes and grenades coming out from both sides. It's Christ being the first one to be taken down to 50 HP, but he's going to get that medkit. He's going to be continuing to play touched upon throughout this late game, but no one's really gotten a clear entry just yet. Maybe the Met now. He sneaked around that corner as well. Itzgrid has to be careful of this angle.
Yep, here comes the peek on over. Laza down to 1 HP. Chris tries to peek on forward. Spots one and somehow comes out victorious against the man on that one. I thought he had him dead to rights, but not the case at all. Mika finds the second. Does he get anything in return? Or do they not 3v1? This should be very doable. Indeed it is. Out Ascent. Victorious. What a game. 12 kills as well.
More shots being put out from Na'Vi. They were able to revive one, but not the second player that was down. I do believe that was Elia early on. We're talking about fight. HOWL somehow rotating into the same position as DA. And both of these teams having 2 down Code Markham being shot on the back as well. Leron against Schofield, who's going to be knocked down and flashed out of the game with this one. More coming out. I think that's the second and maybe potentially third flash of this one. But it's going to be a Nick back. And who was it? I do believe that was Ruin. Samo closing out that fight against Digital Athletics. And sure, there were casualties on his own and his same team as well. But either way, they were able to pick up 4 very crucial points, or at least 2 or 3 of them. And potentially we might just see the first confrontation with Affectic sitting inside the corner. How are they going to check this? Shotgun comes out. First one, second one. And that's how easy it is with the shotguns in hand. Nordskiff and Simsy both meet their demise. And there's nothing they can do about this.
Yep. 30 bullets to take out the entirety of Twisted Minds. Doesn't have a shotgun to work with either. You might be in for a difficult one. A nice trade coming through there. Yes, they get the knockdown on Lou, but doesn't really matter.
But he just needs to cover for Kuyakai. Make sure he's not being picked upon.
Oh no! The anti-aircraft guns are out in play as Exalt are trying to do Twisted Minds 30, but they saw them on approach. And while they have made landfall, a lot of damage has come the way of Exalt. Here comes Twisted Minds. Lou pushing on forward. So much damage coming through with the first nade.
And the second nade to follow it up might just do equal amount of damage. No, it doesn't hit anyone, but Perfectic is still going to open it. Artix goes down, and Lou still got these nades in hand. Theories goes down as well, and that just leaves 1 player left alive for Exalt.
You've been used to, once the game came to the midpoint of it, and when you hear a plane, it was always just going to be a crate, and players have stopped even looking for them for a while. But now, the fear that equipped players coming your way means that they're always going to be looking, and for the sake of Twisted Minds, they're always going to be ready. On Twisted Minds, they would have been in so much more trouble, but now Entropiq, full speed forward, they should be in trouble here, and indeed they are.
And they are. First knock goes down immediately. Neglop gets flushed as well by Tulins. That's going to be big trouble coming in for Entropiq. And they want to get these frags. They want to clear out power grid area, and rightfully so. Second knock comes out, and that's going to be Spyro against Ivers. That just leaves 1 alive. And does he have a shotgun? The answer is I do not believe so. And that means Spyro is just going to peek around the corner and gets the 10th kill of his team. When and how they're going to make that move. But I think for now, they're just going to chill, let the zone work. But they don't have to fight this one, because if they do win that fight, they're in prime position to take a lot of points.
Yeah, sure are. Vart peeks on over. Vart finds 1 again. Solid positioning from him. He already gave up his position early on, but he doesn't care to peek it twice. Does so once more. Finds 3 on Na'Vi and takes them out in 11th. What a play coming through from FUT Esports. They were trying to get the rest up on to 8C and able to do so because Vart is able to apply so much pressure and up towards, down towards the southern side, I should say. In the meantime, as I said, 1 good nade is all that needed to happen for a set to take out Yeppa.
Such a great drive-by coming in from Chris as well. We saw it on the minimap. He was able to get that last kill as well, and we're able to clean them out. They should be back up with 4. On the other side, on the eastern side, though, all of these teams, they do fight for these last open spots, for the last open ridge lines inside Phase 4, going over to Phase 6. And right now, Twisted Minds is even pushing out of that, even clearing out Ascent. They know that's probably the only position on the southern side, so fights happening all around the edges, way more than we are used to right now. Aggression on almost every side.
You have to be aggressive if you're Twisted Minds in this position, and aggression is exactly what they know, what they know how to toggle on and off when need be. But Tulins has been enough, but they've done enough damage to slow down Ascent in their position. In the meantime, towards the northern side, everyone's on a bit of a stalemate as well. Now, Twisted Minds we go as Spiro. He's on over, flashbang up, Killikai though, able to find the first.
But he's been taken down very low, Perfectix. I'm sure he's gonna just try to peek over, get that 1v1 in. As the zone is moving, they do have to move back into power grid at some point. Got his teammate up top. Killiakai is still very low. He doesn't have the meds for it. And they're going to clean them out. 5 kills on Perfectix and Spyro, each alike. What an absolute massive performance. And they don't seem to stop anytime soon. 80 is going to be the first one to at least put some bullets into one of the players and flush them out. But it's, I want to say only Batulins, but it's only one of the players. And right now, they seem unstoppable, even as a 3-man.
Take down Batulins. Smart solo play, but now they have to be ready as Samolet full speed forward up towards their position.
First shots coming out. Hakatori already being dropped. FUT being very low now on Vard, especially. T-Bone has to make something work. Shots from behind as well. Lou's gonna get 1. Can he get T-Bone as well? He does! 2 knocks, 2 more kills potentially for Twisted Minds as they're already on 15 kills for his team. Absolutely crazy performance from Twisted Minds. And once again, they don't seem to stop anytime soon.
Exactly, and FaZe now going in this direction as well. 1 nade should do it, and indeed it does, as Fex finds Rux. That's 1 more down. Twisted Minds, a bit of revenge, I would say, onto FUT Esports, as they took down some more now fall, and Twisted Minds forced into the same vehicle here. They will be able to get out, but look at the HP on them, under 100 combined.
Lou, I'm not even sure where his teammates just came from. I thought he was actually the last player alive. Sparrow now finally gets knocked. FUT has something to say about this just as much as BBL does, but let's be honest, no matter where they went out now, it would have been a great game either way. They just fought themselves up from 16th place into 4th position, and that is Twisted Minds for you. And the second place is still very much possible. It's only a 2v3 down there if they get a little bit of support from BBL, depending on how aggressive BBL is going to play this. I think for now they're just waiting for that drop to come down. The second place is not too far off. Weston has to make a miracle work. It's not going to happen. Good pull-up from FaZe Clan. They really isolate that player really well, even though Onur was very close to him in terms of line of sight. He couldn't see any of the players, and that's just a clean up coming in from FaZe. Gustav, Correction, Fex, last 3 players alive, has to fight off a full squad from BBL now. I don't see a position they can play off of. Oh, maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe that far west on side could be a good play.
Yeah, you can play on Fex's position, at least for, like, with a meter or two in play, or stop right here, but that's not going to be the case at all. Rustenmar is prone down. He's ready for this. They were setting up for this. They were kind of allowing them to make the play on forward in this exact direction. Snutch now coming through. A lot of damage being done, but Rustenmar not out knocked just yet. 1 falls, 2 falls, as finally Fex able to do damage in return, but the damage has already been done towards FaZe Clan. Just 1 left alive now. It's just Fex solo player out on the edge of the circle.
And he's already been taken down to about 20 HP. I think he's going to try to get that flash on Rustamar, and that's about it, because he knows there's nothing else he can do on this one. But the angles are held pretty tightly. Just wait at this point. He probably knows Rustamar is being taken down very low, so at this point, just stay alive and wait for his bleed out before taking any more duels. And I think that's exactly what he's doing.
I think what's happening right now is that Fex is aware that Rustamar is on my fantasy team, so he's just waiting for him to die, so I don't get plus points for him surviving and winning the game. And there you go. Thank you, Fex. That was... Just hope your fantasy teams. That's just how it is.
What are you gonna do, Fex? Show us some crazy flicks.
Now you gotta win the game because you did that to me, Fex. That's just how it is. Now you gotta fully unleash the beast and make it happen. The issue is no helmet, limited utility. That nade is closed, down to half HP now as well. I think BBL is gonna come out victorious.
Yeah, that nade surely must have done it, but no, it's actually going to be Club getting that last frag. And even though they only had 4 kills, BBL with their very early rotation in towards Power Grid are making use of that position and will finish off that game.
A readjustment situation, but the issue is now they're going back down the hillside, but here comes Pod up the hill themselves.
Oh, no.
So from one fight straight into another, as HOWL try to readjust, they're instantly met by Hagatori.
What a shot! What a drive by onto Schofield. He was inside the car and still hits that shot. Schofield is going to be able to trade 1, but he takes himself down with it. And that means it's all down to Legend now. The shots to the left, shots to the right. He's got that AUG, but it's not going to be enough. Pod with that great pull-up. Just losing a player, running downhill, then getting a straight drive-by hotshot from Hagatori. Amazing stuff.
Very well executed on their side of things. Now, in the meantime, over towards the southeast side as BBL sat up against formulation here. Simsy, first one to fall. So the southeast side, as you can see here, the southeast side of this whole area is going to be very, very hectic real soon.
Ascent once again, that drive scouting. It's going to try to make something work towards the eastern side. Trades from both sides, but it doesn't seem to be working out great for Ascent, despite having that emergency pickup in the early game. Seems like it's only Kilyakai at this point. With Mika already being flashed, both his teammates laying down towards his knees, but how does he get that 1 frag and still survive? Oh, he has to be, yeah. Oh, no, I think he might have just choked it. He gets shot on the back as well. That's a headshot from Lou coming in. That might have just been the absolute worst timing he could have ever thought of. And that nade from Club doesn't do any damage whatsoever either. How is he still alive? How did he get that first aid off? That should not be possible. That nade may be doing something as well. I mean, BBL does have 3 up. They did have support. Somehow clip on that one. Clip on that second one. How is that possible? Still being supported from up top. These teammates still fall.
Went down to 1 HP, able to heal up, and then gets a double on the backside of it with 4 HP left remaining as well. Clip not supposed to be alive. And finally, Quetpa has something to say about it.
He gets that 1-2 clip. It's a 1v1 now against Michael. Michael is going to clear it out. And there you have it. BBL somehow wins that fight despite Clip being on 1 HP for the majority of it. Still inside that fight as well. But first, FaZe on that western side is going to have to clear this one out eventually. And there we go. Teams, despite being in the circle, is not going to get that last frag. It's going to be Correction with 3 and Fex with 1. And there we have it. Twisted Minds opening things up against BBL. Quick trades on both sides.
About that western side of the circle, because with the mountain is set up right now, they should be alright with where they are. Lyron peeks on over, finds Putt. They knew they were coming in. They've been running forward for a while, but now they got to stand strong.
Utility coming out. They were sitting in this position for quite some time, so they didn't really have to use a lot. Rox is gonna make a stop sign right then and there, though, with Hoot being taken out, another player being taken down very low. 2 quick knocks against DA. And with Akatori being the only one down low, them losing one early, this still looks pretty good for Hook.
I was gonna say you'd have to imagine that FaZe gets points off of this, but right now it's actually FaZe being taken out. Fate finds 1. Correction has fallen already as well. Gustav, Fex, solo players left alive here. FaZe had to decide, do we wrap in south here, do we play it north? Little did they know they had all the space in the world, and they're now running into the entire server towards the north.
And right then and there, that game just fell apart for them. Losing these 2 players was the worst thing that could have happened for them to be able to control that western side. Kind of the same story as with the first game, essentially.
Yeah.
Push and shoot on the other hand. They're going to be able to clear their side and still rotate in. And with that much space, we talked about that much space on the southern side, the opportunity to still be 4 main up for push, once again, is there. And they're one of the only qualified teams inside their top 6 right now. Still being 3 potentially now up and 7 kills already. That's pretty good standing in game number 4 right now.
Yeah, FaZe kind of conceding this one on the north side, wrapping back down towards the south. And again, I mean, Twisted Minds, how they're spreading out now, taking full control towards the north and the east side. But in the meantime, they have to continue their way further forward, and why not do so? Tagatori landing an 8 right on top of Code Margo. Really high impact player in this phase 1 stage of the tournament so far. And for FaZe right there, didn't exactly go their way, but now with them pushing over the top, a little bit of info being fed across, with 1 going down, 2 going down now actually, as Twisted Minds finds the double. 3 now make that, as Spiro finds a double for himself. So 10 kills again, double-digit games for Twisted Minds, 2 games in a row.
No, he's going to be taken out. The question is only, is he going to be in 4th or 5th place? How many more firsts does he have? Because Heaven is still on that brink as well, as we are going into that top 4 scenario now. DA now being taken out as well. He's still alive though. 6 first states on Heaven. Intense. Okay, Heaven goes down first. So they could actually make that top 3.
Wait, the top 3 might just get 2nd place as well. He does! What? I thought they weren't even going to get out of top 5, and there you go. Dies to the blue. Twisted Minds with as free as they come in the end of it there. They did have to brawl through quite a bit of it. Again, smart decisions made on their part out in the southeast. But formulation, within 3 seconds, he went from 5th to 2nd place. That is exactly what you want to do there if you're them trying to grind more points.
Yes, foot above them. Already cooking that nade. Spad. Oh, he sees the 2nd player as well, actually, but he can't quite get the angle right. 18 instead is going to open it up. Weston goes down. Headshot comes through. Ezela is going to do the job. And the 2nd player is known as well, I think at least. I mean, he looked right at him, even though 18 currently is not. So looking for that flush. Hoot in the meanwhile is going to nail cop. And there we go. There goes the flush.
I mean, Orgless is going to make it break today. Now they're trying to drive away. You would not imagine that's going to work. Nope,
no chance.
Indeed it isn't. 80 finds Quet, and that's Orgless out in 16th.
Yeah, Chris not having that M249 in hand, otherwise that probably would have been a kill, actually. But for now, he's going to have to make do with the ace. But on the other side, let's take a look. It's going to be Exalt potentially meeting their demise, because Twisted, they do not want to let anyone go inside the circle with the large in hands. Yeah, and they will. Despite 2 trades, Exalt is going to be eliminated, and I don't see anyone making a move on towards them. Chris is already sneaking up on towards the scenario. I'm not sure why exactly he's all alone over there, because I do believe his teammates are all up, but that's exactly the kind of stuff that Chris does, but he's going to get punished for it. Rustamar with a 2nd one. The P90 comes very handy. And they do have that frag from Nuba. He doesn't look like he's going to be able to get revived. Just too close. But they, never mind me, do decide to potentially reposition again.
They need to move. There's simply too much happening up above them. They need to take the fight to Na'Vi, and they need to take that fight now. Issue is it is not going their way at all. Na'Vi has woken up. Oh, it's just a couple of from their feet. Mika is a solo player as well. This guy's going to be on fire in a second. 24 HP as Mika's trying to stay put, trying to claim as many points as he can. They're able to find the first one, but now the rest of Na'Vi is pushing up. Mika on his own here, trying to stay alive for a cent.
how did he even survive that in the first? But he's one hit off, just immediately getting taken out. And there we go. All the frags going the way of Na'Vi. And we're talking about it. Na'Vi, they need these kinds of points, but they need them especially in a very high fashion. And right now they've lost 2 of their main players. So it's going to make them hard, potentially fighting this one out, despite being circle center in the late game. And that's where they need to be. Very close to each other now, the first anchor player for push. They should realize there's going to be someone coming in from above them, but for some reason Schengen doesn't have that angle covered, and his teammates are very far off. That's a very aggressive split, and for now it doesn't work out. Cold Marco is going to take down Hakatori as well. That just leaves Spin and Rocks, and both of these have to fight uphill. Cold Marco with another one, I do believe. No, excuse me, it was Blazer actually, from all the way back. And there we have it. Pod being eliminated in 6th place. Na'Vi, they did make it into that top 5, but once again, it's only 16 points after the horrible rounds they've had. If they go out right now, I don't think that's going to be a possibility for today. Still plenty of teams inside their top 6 alive in that late game circle now. And we see that push coming out. Yeppa, one of them. It's going to be Olsing being taken up by Gustav. Another very long-range shot coming out from him. And James as well to follow it up. Second knock as well. As Revent falls down to the floor. Doesn't look like they're going to rotate back down. Because if they did, they surely would have just hard-scoped that one. Either way, then lost. Being taken out now. Same goes for Zorf. More frags being put up by FaZe Clan. Now the rotate comes in. James shoots him out of the car as Mailman goes down. And another point on the board. And at this point, it's just cleanup time.
Yeah, it is. And for Push, I mean, they were the team coming into this game that was out on the cusp. Na'Vi needs all the points they can. So I think it makes sense for Alia to just sit tight and wait this one out. They know that he's going to get top 3 at least at this point with 6 people left alive. Obviously, he knows that there's at least one more team other than him up and alive. Nice shots connected onto Gustav, but I see Fakes up close. I see a nade, and that is going to be Alia down and out.
And that's the facts we know. Not going to miss that one. Another one on the board, and that just leaves Push with another 2nd place. And we were talking about Push beforehand. He's going to nade himself. Not even going to get that kill to them, even though it wouldn't have mattered because FaZe Clan is the one team above them.
It would have to be on military circle. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if that's going to be something teams are going to try and utilize, or if it is an Exalt now. They can fight early on. This time around, it is not to Orgless, and therefore they might just come out victorious. Simsi falls out of a vehicle. That's inconvenient. He goes down. We have him and that literally 1 HP, but still alive.
Yeah, Nordskiff and him had been the last 2 interns on that breach. He went down immediately, almost immediately as well. And Arctic's going to get that angle to him. And as well, Nordskiff with that 1 trade, but it's at 1 on 3. How much can you really do in that scenario? And are you even going to fight it? Nordskiff almost getting the 2nd one.
The most important thing for them is right now, do not get anyone taken down. Because as you can see in the background there, Na'Vi is pulling up on this. Nordskiff does fall. Yeah, we'll see. As Gustav falls, everyone trying to make their way out and away from the military base as this circle shifted west. Gustav was the person kind of not flanking, but trying to find some sort of an exit route on the south side. But now Corexi goes down as well in FaZe in trouble. And here's the airborne pull-up. Full on full sprint forward, I should say, as BBL has crashed into the compound. But 1 down, 2 down. There's Michael's Molotov as well. What? No, the nade came in and right before he threw it, he got taken down. And now we're dead because of it. No, BBL.
Because he lost the aim fight. Absolutely unfortunate. And look at that. Orgless are actually going to push out of it. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see from a team that has to risk it all in a best of 6. The points being reset tomorrow. That's exactly the aggression that we wanted to see. What a peek from Lou coming out, trades out the situation. Honor being in the meanwhile taken out by Perfectix as well. And suddenly this situation, it looks anything else than done and dusted.
I mean, Orgless, they only send 2, expecting this one to be as free as they come. But Twisted Minds, well, if you want to take out Twisted Minds, you have to commit the full team. If not, then they're gonna punish you. And that's exactly what you saw happen right there. Circle centering up towards the mountains once more. And it will keep Twisted Minds in, so they should be alright for now. In the meantime, up towards the north, Exalt holding up on FUT Esports. BBL, I think, are still just exactly in. But for a team like PUT, now seeing BBL eliminated, they were the ones right behind him. They have got to be happy with that.
Yeah, we can see Na'Vi now thinking about making a move up towards that hill. DA is pretty much the only ones. Talked about that before. They've got a lot of space. Pretty much the only ones that could potentially, harass them walking up that hill. But the sightlines right now are pretty good. While we see Ascent taking down the last 2 players of PUT. So that whole rotation throughout that game just got shut down in a moment. Not going to be happening for them. In the meanwhile, Push, who did the exact same, found themselves a spot towards that southern side. We talked about them. They're in fourth place right now, 37 points. Two of the teams already just on the cutoff, being eliminated. It looks very good for them.
Sure does. Weston doing so much damage. Fortunately for him, he will fall down, and Entropiq will fall as well. So yet another team confirmed to not be through off of phase 1. They will come back and play tomorrow with the leaderboards completely reset. Essentially a repeat of today's games. We'll see if they can add that.
Good Molotov coming in. HOWL going to push that rich line. Orgless, despite these.
Well, I mean, with BBL out, right now there's a spot up for grabs. You get yourself 32 points, and at least for now, you're going to be in Perfectix, though. Not going to allow that to happen for HOWL. At least not instantly hit fire from Laza. He'll be able to take him down, but there's still one more player on the side of Twisted Minds to have to be dealt with.
Are you kidding me, Lou? Is he going to win this situation as well? That would be absolutely absurd. Flushes both of the players with that one nade, and that's already another 2 points secured. And, I mean, he doesn't need it, but at this point, it's just about, you know, making a statement that they are back. They were so desperate after the first 2 games of getting any points on the board, and right now it looks like they could be... I mean, it would be a reach of having them in the first place for today, but it's very much in the realm of possibility still.
Oh, yeah. We'll see. Oh, there he falls. Lou down and out.
But now comes the real test for Push. If they do get a couple of points, that's surely going to be the qualification, if it isn't already. But it's going to be Ascent. That's one hell of a pill to swallow. It's one hell of a fight to make. Brexcol a little bit further back. Clear cut potentially on that first confrontation, but no, they are playing the rich lines for now. Both teams throwing the nades in. Not hitting so far. That's a great run from Kilyakai. Somehow doesn't do enough damage. The angle kind of playing a joke on us, but the second one's going to hit, and that's the entry. Absolutely not. Very interesting. Ascent, for some reason, not deciding to take that fight.
Kind of confirmed into the grand finals. That's going to be currently set in first place here. Should be alright. Correxia out of the vehicle, trying to take the fight, to push and shoot, wanting to make it a lot of them to guarantee their spots, but we'll see. Him going down now. It's pretty much guaranteed that that both, I mean, at least that all top 3 teams currently alive.
Take that fight straight on against Push.
Yeah, well, you need the points. And if no one's going to grant them to you, or no one's going to give them to you, might as well go and try and see if you can claim them yourself. I like this aggression, though. Issue is, they have to be aware of Navi's presence on the hills right behind them. What worse than for the 2 teams that are trying to qualify to take out each other? Melman finds Lyron. They now need to fall back, because that was the eye in the back. That was the safety net for DA to even take this fight up the hill.
Yeah, more players are falling. Kilyakai especially getting some of the flushes, and there we have it. Push is being eliminated, but it's not a problem for them. They fought well today, and they will be in the grand finals. And there comes Na'Vi. They want to clear out this side, but think about it. I'm not sure if this push is going to do them any favors, even if they clear this. They're not inside the circle. I'm not sure how much of the ridge line is in there. And Ascent maybe just found themselves an isolated 3-on-1 fight on the other side.
They might just have Alias in there to help us. Right now it's 2v2 with one having fallen already. Damage coming across from both sides. Petralius able to fight the first, and now just like that, Alia is all alone. Code Marco, they need the flushes though. They need to secure these points because right now they are in. They need the best Navi. They need to take them out. Somehow Marco is still alive, but he needs to get up. He needs to stay alive, and it's not going to happen. They will fall, but right now they are in. Alia, solo player now, left alive here, needs to pull off a miracle in taking out the last remaining 3 players of Ascent, and it's not going to happen. Na'Vi, I believe, will fall short.